Hello, and welcome to another episode of Video Game Reviews. Today I'll be talking about Lost in Random on the Nintendo Switch. This is, in some ways, kind of similar to a game I covered a few episodes back called Hand of Fate 2. These two games are similar in that they both appear to be somewhat inspired by the dark, whimsical tone of the Fable games, though Lost in Random also draws more obvious inspiration from the likes of Tim Burton, Tim Schafer, and the works of Double Fine Studios, if you're familiar with any of that. Both of these games run a little janky on the Switch, to be honest, but I would say that Lost in Random runs significantly worse. It's partly for that reason that I prefer Hand of Fate 2, which is saying something because I don't consider myself to be much of a performance snob unless it has a significant impact on the overall experience, which I would say, unfortunately, it does here. Now, I've seen footage of Lost in Random running on other platforms, and it's really quite a nice looking game when they can get that performance up to where it should be. And that has unfortunately been let down by the Switch hardware, or the developer's knowledge of how to accommodate for those hardware limitations. But either way, it's probably a combination of both. A little bit from column A, a little bit from column B. Anyways, Lost in Random and Hand of Fate 2 are also similar in that they are both essentially, you could loosely categorize both of them as action RPGs, I would say, which both also feature random number generators as a significant part of the gameplay. And okay, I do feel like the RNG or random number generator elements in Hand of Fate 2 were much more important to the success or failure of a given run on a level, which is not typically a great thing. But I think that the character progression in terms of, gaining equipment, abilities, and such was much better executed in Hand of Fate 2 than what I found here in Lost in Random. And what I mean by that is, in Lost in Random, I had basically maxed out my character long before the end of the game, which made currency and item drops basically meaningless. For about the last third of the game, I would say, I was like, why would I even stop to pick this crap up? It can do nothing for me now. And so that's less than ideal. And I must say, I wasn't really grinding particularly hard or anything to get to that point. Whereas in Hand of Fate 2, I still had plenty to do in the game if I was so inclined after I got the credits to roll. I didn't have everything. If I wanted to go back and, get better equipment and do additional quests and all that, it's available, it's there. There's more gameplay, there's more value per dollar, I would say, in Hand of Fate 2. I will say that most of the music in Lost in Random is pretty darn good and fits well with the art direction. It fits perfectly with the art direction, featuring tunes that sound heavily inspired, let's say, by the whimsical film scores of Danny Elfman. The bottom line is this, though. I did manage to have a pretty good time with Lost in Random, but I doubt that I will ever play it again. If it weren't for the quirky Tim Burton-styled art direction, honestly, I wouldn't have played this game at all. Though for context, I would say the same thing about Alice Madness Returns, or whatever it was called, on the 360. I like the theme, the game itself, not actually that great. Although I do like for what it's worth, I like Lost in Random better than that game. And look, aside from the choppy frame rate, bad camera angles are also a problem here with Lost in Random. How is this still an issue in 2024? Can we figure out the weird obstructed camera angles? Can we get that resolved, please? A lot of people have done it. They did not manage it here on the Switch, I wouldn't say. Battle scenes are played with real-time combat, which consists of It's kind of weird, to be honest with you. So the first sort of phase involves smashing crystals to collect energy that will eventually allow you to roll your dice, which potentially allows you to draw cards from your deck, which grant you equipment and abilities, all of which are temporary, by the way, to conduct your actual real-time combat. It all seems a little unnecessarily convoluted, but I will grant that it is unusual enough to be sort of interesting for a while. I think it's a good thing that this game's runtime was not any longer than it is, which I think I clocked in, I don't know, somewhere around 20 hours, give or take. I think that the writing and much of the voice acting is substantially better in Hand of Fate 2. All right, that's enough. Let's wrap this up here. Lost in Random normally sells on the eShop for $30, which in my estimation is absolutely not worth it. It is, as of this writing, which by the way is March 30th, 2024. We'll see how soon I can actually get this video out, but it's on sale. Lost in Random is on sale for $3 or 90% off until I believe it's April 9th. And honestly, it is worth $3. Come on. Though I would say that if you have the ability to play it on another platform, you should definitely do so. And if you skip this game entirely, honestly, that's okay. There are certainly better games available. Anyways, look, thanks for watching. I hope you'll choose to click the like and subscribe buttons if you found this video at all useful or enjoyable. I'll see you guys next time, whenever that may be. Bye-bye.